Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. And I have been seeing those bread cutting boards that you can use for decoration. And so I was inspired to draw one out myself, and I made myself a pattern which you will be able to download for free. The link to that download will be in the description box below, but you simply print it off, and it will take 6 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper, and just cut it out and tape it together, and you'll have your own pattern to make these. If you print it in Adobe Reader, they will give you cut marks if you check that box, so you'll know where to cut. And there's our pattern, and you'll need to cut one large board, or you can put boards together, and then you'll need 2 strips to go across, and this one will measure 14 3/4 inches wide by 21 1/4 inches tall with the handle. All right, we're back in the workshop. And I've got my pattern here all cut out, ready to go. And full disclosure, my husband is kind of helping me figure this out. What we're going to have to do, because we don't have any reclaimed wood that would be this size. This is about 14 3/4 inch wide and 21 1/4 inches tall. So he came up with the idea to use some dowels to hold it together. We're setting up the wood vise, and we're going to drill our holes. He already made marks in the wood, and I'll zoom in to show you those. So these are the marks where we're going to drill into the side of the wood for the dowels. And we'll simply use the jigsaw to cut out our pattern as such. Now I need to zoom back out so that you can see that. There you go. So basically we have 3 pieces of wood. We needed to make sure that the 3 pieces together would fit the board. And we're going to take these to connect everything, and then we'll add the 2 pieces of board on the top. All right, now hubby is marking where the dowels need to go on the vise, and he already measured with the drill where they need to go, and now he's just centering up. All right, now hubby is getting half on the thickness of the board so that we can put the dowels in, and he's making the markings. We don't have any scientific way of doing it. We just measured it out and divided it by 2. And as you can see, he did mark off with painter's tape on how deep he wanted to go. And 1 down and 3 to go. So we'll finish that up and we'll be right back. What we're doing now is just putting the dowels in to make sure that they're going to work and that they're going to line up. And then this is just a dry fit, and then we'll glue them in and we'll let those dry. All right, it looks like we got a good fit, so we are going to go ahead and disassemble, and then we'll put the glue in, and I'll show you that when we're done with that. You want to make sure after drilling that you sand those down, get rid of the high edges. And now we're going to put the glue in.
Put the glue in each hole.
In each hole. When we've got all those done, we'll be back. All right. We've got two boards together. We just wanted to show you. And now we're putting the third board in with some glue. And we're going to put a bead of glue along the seam as well. And I can just wipe that away and then sand it down. We'll be sanding this anyway. And we just have to make sure we can line up.
Do you need to clamp it?
We're going to clamp it and then let it dry. And I'll show you that.
Wipe the glue off.
Okay, here we've got this all clamped. We're just wiping off the glue.
Perfect.
Make sure our template will still fit on there.
Ooh, need to put something on here.
Yeah, we're going to have to put something heavy on there to keep that down. But we'll make sure our template fits.
A lot of it's getting cut off.
And then most of that will get cut off anyway. So we're going to find something to put on this end to keep this down. Once it's dry, we'll be back. I'll show you how I cut it. All right, so here's what we've got. And we're going to let this dry. And we've got it clamped down to the table so it doesn't warp up on us. And when I come back, we'll trace this out, cut it out, and then we can stain it. I think that the glue has dried. The next step will be to trace out our pattern. And I'll just use a marker for that since we'll be sanding down later anyway. I have finished tracing out the board. And now I can put my template away. But you'll want to hold on to this because once someone sees that you're making these, everyone will want some. I did forget to make a mark for the hole at the top. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. And that hole can be any size that you want, depending on if you're going to hang it on the wall. And I just made it right there. Let me get my jigsaw ready and I'll be back. Jigsaws use different kinds of blades. Like I had a metal one in there because I was cutting some metal. So we want to find something that might say thick wood. This has wood clean. I'm not sure if that would work. Wood fast. I might try that one. And you can always try a different thing if it's not working. But yeah, there's all kinds of different blades you can use. So we're going to try the wood fast. It seems to have some thick teeth on there. I will drill a couple holes to put my blade in different spots. That'll help me get around the different areas. So we'll do that first. And this is just to help me get around areas that I might have a hard time with the jigsaw. I think I'll come up here and do one at the top. We'll go ahead and start here. I see I went in my line a little bit there, which is fine because we can just sand that out. Look at this. I'll move you back a little. And this hardly took any time to cut out. Now what I'm going to do is take some 80 grit sandpaper and sand it down really good. Make it smooth all the way around. And before I do the fine grit at 150, I will come back and rough it up a little, and I'll show you how I rough it up. Okay, so I've got the board itself sanded with 80 grit, and I think this turned out so nice. And I'm just going to put 2 strips of wood on, kind of like this. And I'll probably glue those on, and then I'll trim around with the jigsaw again. And then I'll be ready to sand at 150 grit. And when I'm to that point, I'll be back. I've got my boards that are slatted across the cutting board glued down, and I'm just going to take my nail gun and do some 5/8 inch nails to go in just to secure those. And I'm just going to do a couple, maybe on the edge, maybe one in the middle. So I'll do 3 total. All right, so that is tacked down. And then I'm just going to put some black dots on there. It'll make it look old with my Sharpie. And that'll seep down in there and that'll hide that metal. And so will the stain once we get to staining this. I'm just going to take my jigsaw and saw off these pieces around here and just give those a quick sand. And then we'll be able to go to the 150 grit sandpaper. And there we have the boards on there. I am just loving how this is turning out. I'll clean this up and then I will do the 150 grit. And I will come back and show you what I'm going to use to stain it with. All right, guys, I've got it all sanded. I just love how this is turning out. Now, I wanted to show you how I kind of aged this. I just used a simple hammer, the back of it. Just go around and put some gashes in there. And it'll give it that aged, used look. Get it on the edges. After we stain it, we'll come back and sand. But it will really add to the character of it. It's a great way to relieve some frustration. Yep, go ahead and get the top of it. And then I have this tool that I've had many, many years. I built it, and it kind of makes the worm holes for you. So you just go through, pounce that in there. And that'll add those holes for you. Put some on the back. And when you're staining, you just want to make sure that you get down in those holes And don't forget this little guy. Of course, I just ripped a piece of wood off there, so I need to sand that. And then I have the tiny ones. And all I did was just put some nails and a piece of wood, and there you have it. That's how you get the wormholes. All right. Now for sanding. Now for painting. I am going to take my good old standby. You know, I love my walnut wood stain, so we're going to start with that. And then we're going to add some antiquing glaze and then finish it off with some polyacrylic. And it will be so beautiful. But if you wanted and you wanted to go all out primitive, what you could do is dry brush on some of your favorite primitive colors. It could be a dark red, a colonial green or blue, a mustard color, bittersweet color, but you could definitely do that. And I think I will be making some more of these so that I can sell them. So I may experiment with adding some colors. I just don't want to make the cost too much, and if I can find the primitive colors in acrylic paint, then I will do it. But for now, I'm going to start with the walnut stain. And it looks like I'm getting low, so I'll have to go to Joann's and pick it up. Yeah, I get this at Joann's, and it's the Folk Art Home Decor wood tint, and it's in walnut. And there's no fumes or anything, because in Wisconsin a lot of times I have to work inside, so I really can't have anything that would smell up the basement. Plus, I love the color. So I'll get this stained and I'll be back. All right, the cutting board has dried, and I think it turned out so nice. I'm going to give it a quick sand before I add on this antiquing glaze. And it'll give it a brownish tone, and I'll wipe that back. So let's give this a quick sand with, let's see what I have on here, 220. Just a light sanding. That is perfect. Brush it off really good. And even the back looks great. And we'll put on some glaze. That is going to be the perfect tone. And all the details of the wood is really coming out. That is so beautiful. I love this antiquing glaze with the walnut stain. It just gives it that perfect aged look. And you can add as much or as little as you want. And I just want to make sure I got some on the sides. We will let this dry and then we will add the polyacrylic. And that is it. And I did print out some different templates for some different sizes. This is for this size. And then I've got a medium size, and then I'll do a small one. When this has dried and I've got the polyacrylic on, then we'll take a peek at how we style these. And keep in mind that it has a hole, so you could actually hang it on the wall and maybe just add a picture in here. It would be pretty for that. You could put a string in here or lay it flat on your table. So there's so many different ways you can use this. This is called a Lollipop handle, and I think it's my favorite, but you could certainly take the template and just make this straight with a curve at the top. You could also take the template and just make squares if you like that type of board. But so easy. I just had to show you guys. I am addicted. I made 2 more. This is a medium size. And look at the baby one. How cute is that? So I'll be able to show you all 3 when I'm done here today. So it will be so easy with the pattern. You can print it any size you want. So if you wanted a bunch of babies, you could do that. You could make a piece of wood to stack like that. So many possibilities. Friends, we have finished up our breadboard, and it is oh so primitive. I just love how this turned out. And here's the back. And you can see all the gouges, and it looks really old. And I love this lollipop handle. And now we're ready to style it however you would want. So you've got a blank side if you wanted, or you've got the trim on here. And just gather up what you have in your house. You could put some flowers on here with a pumpkin. How cute would that be? I can't remember where I found these ceramic pieces, but they're pumpkins and gourds. And I thought they were the perfect muted color. So you could put that on there with the flowers. But it'll be a great centerpiece. And I love this acorn. I think I found this at Joann's. And then that could go on there as well. But however you want to style it, you could even, because of the hole, You could put some jute in there and hang it on the wall and have some greenery hang down. It would be perfect for that. And I wanted to show you, I am so addicted to making these. Here's a baby one. How cute is that? And that would be perfect for smalls as well. And again, it has the hole in it, so you could hang that one. So that's the baby one. And it turned out a little darker. And I think that's because of how the kind of wood it was. Because these are all scrap pieces of wood. And then here is the medium-sized one. I just printed this template at 75%. This baby one was printed at fit to page. But you can see all the gouges in there, and it looks oh so old. And I love how this one turned out as well. So pretty. So I hope you will try this. Easy project. You could even cut it out with just a hand saw. And that would work as well. But just a great fall project. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I hope you'll try this. And until the next video, God bless. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you never miss a video. And if you're returning, thank you so much. And if you have found value in this video, please like and comment.